Okay. Let's do it this way. So, the Search and Destroy event just came out about 40 minutes ago. I have nothing done except for the Covenant Cruiser, which I got last feature event. This is the goal, the immediate goal. The overall goal is to get everything, and I think I'm going to start by getting the unstable reactors, all of them. Mostly because of experimentation, but definitely level 3 first, obviously. We'll go from there. The Fisher torpedo is the next in line, in my opinion, because it is a very decently ranged explosive weapon specifically for frigates, and I think that that's awesome, especially because it has an AoE radius that's comparable to a creeper torpedo. It's relatively fast. It's not extremely heavy. It is kind of heavy, but it's not extremely heavy. And with the Hurricane coming out and Eagles in my possession, I'm not too terribly worried anyways. I was planning on making a Psycho fleet of Eagles, and I already have one of them, almost MK5, I believe. Maybe it is MK5. But anyways, that's going to be a very good weapon to have. The next, after the reactor and the Fisher torpedo, I'll be going neutron driver, which saves antimatter scoop for the last of it. I don't feel that 10% is that useful. And that's for a decently heavy armor as well. I mean, I can totally understand creating a fleet of even Exodus cruisers, okay, just for the sake of the argument, and putting this armor plus all of the, like, Psychos or whatever that you could fit on it, because, I mean, that's basically what this is all about, right? So if it's antimatter, bonus antimatter 10% per socket on an Exodus cruiser, that would be 30% more antimatter for each ship, and therefore 30% more for the fleet, and if they're all MK3, that's going to be pretty good, especially if you put basic cargo 5 in the slots, right? Although that probably wouldn't be the smartest. But anyways, regardless, I think it's the least worrisome, least exciting prize to get. Now, the Democles is, I mean, it's a Lance Destroyer, is what it is. I mean, you get a shield, you get armor, you get 2 special slots, you get 3 weapon slots, there's a Lance. But the maximum mass is higher, and weapon mass minus 15% puts it at there's a 2. Okay, so let's look at the difference between a 2 and a 5. Alright, so a 2 has a max mass of less than that. Okay, even a 5 has less than a max mass of a Damocles. And the modifiers for that ship, can I even see the modifiers? There they are. I don't like they need to fix their, that's stupid. Anyways, refit modifiers, there you go. It's better than a 2. It's probably better than a 3. The shield bypass does kind of make up for not having quite as much firepower. You could argue that it's about the same. Cruiser damage, so what? I mean, you replace your basing lances with Damocles destroyers, and then you refit your lances with fleet versus fleet items. I mean, that's where this is going. It's a good ship. It's very reasonably built for high damage, and that's what we're looking at. What do you want from me, you know? So let's start with this. Okay, let's get something lined up for me to build so that I have some kind of a goal so I don't get too far ahead of myself. I really hate this ship. I hardly use it. Okay, let's refit this, because this really needs to be a refit, and I'm sick and tired of seeing it not refit. Let's get rid of some of this. Sure, why not? Let's do this. $17 though. Can we move down? It's still gonna be 17 hours. Whatever. I'm not gonna be using this tonight. Let's be honest here. I'm not. We'll put these on. We'll call it good. Right? Great, that's fine. So we're going to be losing out on some health, but I need to step it down afterwards anyways. Alright, let's do that. It's going to be a lot of DPS. Okay. Now let's get our fleet set up. So I feel that the most efficient way to do this is to have two carrier fleets so that you can trade off between the big stuff. And what I mean by trade off is, say you have one going up this way, one going over that way, something like that. I mean, this is a really bad example because of the way our planet is set up right now, but anyways, if you're trying to get to something that's getting to that wormhole, you're not going to do it without having a fleet waiting there. You know what I mean? So catching something in the crossfire over here is perfectly fine, whereas you should have something over here in case you need to catch something that's going to go through the wormhole. It's just an efficiency's sake. That's all that it is. It's also a way to understand what it's going to take to kill these, and it looks like they're relatively similar to what they were before, which is fantastic. So that guy has a Taipan diving in, and a mix of cruisers and battleships taking up the rest. The Taipan does not seem to be those blister rounds. No. No, that's just the new frigate. Yeah, that's pretty sexy. Yep, that's cool. Yep, I like that a lot. I'm making a good decision on that one. Oh, the Mockley's looks... Okay, the pixels are pretty good up close, but if you zoom away, it looks kind of dumb. I'm not gonna lie. And those are... Okay, well, maybe I'm lagging, but that shouldn't have happened. Let's look at a bigger fleet. 63. He's just... Oh, he's got paper seals. Alright. That's no fun. Here's a level 55. They're gonna be the same. That's all there is to it. And he's wasting his time getting that damage put on him, which appears to be... Yep, projectile. Okay, I see a good use for wave drivers now, finally. It's taken a while, but it's there. Fair enough. And this guy's got it. Yeah, okay, so they're the same as always, and that has the new weapon on it. So if you dive them, they're done. No big deal. And since the projectile weapon doesn't have an extreme amount of speed, you should be able to dodge it. Or at least the thing that I'm getting at is, there you go. That's exactly it. They're going to hit once, but they're never going to hit again. See, so it's a guaranteed kill. As long as you have enough health on your squadrons, you're fine. Right? You bet. Yep. Cool. Done deal. Alright, so they want people to have fun in this event at all levels, and fun is an opinion, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people getting a lot of things, is what I'm trying to get at. So let's get rid of some of these immediate repairs first off, because I've been autoing my lunches, and obviously that takes up a lot of damage. And yes, I do actually plan on using every single one of my ships to get this done as fast as I possibly can. I don't want to use any coins, because coins are money, and I'm not willing to spend money if I don't have to. And I do have coins from the last Civil War. I did much better than I had expected, and actually ranked high enough to get some coins. So we got some coins, which is good, but honestly I'd still have a lot more if I didn't spend any of them. But that's okay. And that's how we get our commerce modules up, right? Now that we have a decent amount picked off, let's start fitting these together. All right, so there isn't too much of a rush. You know, I like this ship enough that I haven't switched it, but Volatile Fuel 1, it makes the creepers fast enough to hit what I want to hit. It does. The problem is that creepers are like siege drivers. They fire once every 6 or 8 seconds, something like that. So it's a really slow rate of fire, and that concerns me terribly when it comes to things that are not rushing at me. And what I'm getting at with the rushing at me portion is I need to kite with a single rate of fire. If they're not, if they're rushing at me, they group up like cutters do or cruisers do. They all gather together in trying to catch you as you're running away from them. So you spray a ton of AoE at them. That's just, it makes the most sense, and it is the most effective way of doing it. So we're going to start out with my bread and butter. Get this is my newest Vigilante, and that is all Aurora beams, level 5, focus optics. You know, it's pretty badass. I love that ship. And then we're gonna get some Volatile Fuel 1 vectors in there, so that we can get some slows in there too, because that has a net torpedo on it. And we're gonna get more net torpedoes. Level 5 or level 4 Zeal. That's how that's set up. This is all of it is a spectral armor. There isn't necessarily a reason why that is. It's just how the cookie crumbled. You know what I'm saying? For some stupid reason, I put a net torpedo on that. Maybe I just didn't refit it. Anyways. So my bread and butter is actually using this too. And what do the battleships have on them? That's my question. They have that shit on them? Yeah, so it's exactly like the last event. I'm not inclined to run that if that's what I'm going to get. So we're going to have, I'm not inclined to run thermal when Aurora has so much, with the focus optics, it's literally like this much on the screen. It gives you that much more range, and that much more range can keep you out of safety. Unless I have another. I think I have another. It probably needs to be repaired. But anyways, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it just like this. For my next fleet, I'm going to have not that one. No, the best is going to be kiting. Yep, the best is going to be kiting. So I think we're going to stick with that. Alright. And then we'll trade off getting these repairs done, because that needs to be done very badly. I need to get this repaired because that's going to help me a lot. I need to get... that's not going to help me very much. This one could help me. Not much slow, but the echo range is what I'm looking at here. I'm looking to not take damage, but I'm also looking to do enough to kill the high level stuff, like the really high level stuff. Because again, I don't have much time for this. It's my birthday weekend, I have places to go, things to do. So, there you have it. Let's do some flying. And honestly, seeing the way that guy ran, I'm gonna go straight for the 60. Yes, I know, I'm dumb, but I'm also smart, so we're gonna try. Kamarog is gonna be in 30 minutes. I'm not going to be able to catch up to that one, it seems, so we'll go up to this 55. Right, so I have the iron blockade formation, right? And you want to line up your battleships. You want to line them up so that when they're turned, their arches line up for the most part. You want to tip away the best that you can. The deal with these fusion torpedo or the fusion thrusters is that they only have so much to offer when it comes to strafing. So you're doing a slalom is what you're doing. You're angling in such a way that the AI believes that you are most definitely using a forward approach rather than a strafe approach, because that's where you get your speed from, is the forward. You want to keep it as far away as possible, obviously, so that you don't take nearly as much damage, but that's it in a nutshell, and this is way too easy. Come on, Kixeye. Don't be bastards. Excuse my French. So we're going to cut over this way, I think. Yep. I'm going to cut over that way. We're not going to take the Ragnarok. The reason why I'm not going to take it is because I want to understand how much damage it does by using cutters. The reason why I want to use cutters is because I know they're just going to run in there and they're going to kill it, and it's all going to be perfectly acceptable after that. You know, it's done, it's over. So there's no more damage to worry about. There's no getting my carriers in trouble. There's no getting damage to my battleships. It's all in the strategy. It has everything to do with how long can I survive without stopping. Because that's just what it is. So actually, I do have cutters, right? I'm sure you guys all know this. At least in my alliance you do. And what I mean by my alliance is actually the family that we've created here in Vega. It's the Shoot to Kill Alliance. I mean, people have made fun of us for having that name, and it's like, you know, That's the goal, you know. It's not that we're great. It's that, you know, we're gonna keep going because that's the goal. We've never really assumed ourselves to be good by any means, so. All right, let's see. This guy and that guy. You guys get to see my cutters. Isn't that nice? Okay, I'm going to change the formation on this, though. I'm just going to have a regular wedge, and I'm going to show you guys why. My contacts are bothering me. It always helps to make sure you check in on your ships. I've lost so many ships trying to multitask and not setting up travel lines that take too long. What I mean is I'm trying to run out the clock here. That's what I'm trying to do, right? So I need to make sure that the Ragnarok isn't going to get something that I have going backwards because it's going super slow and the carrier is going to catch it. If I have this going sideways so that it doesn't run to this close wall and then start chasing after this, I don't want them to meet in between. But I also don't want this to be going so fast that the carrier switches targets or so slow that it catches it. Because otherwise you die. Right. Let's see what happens. So this is why. I understand that these are projectiles, but I don't have projectile shields on these, so whatever. But I put these into a formation of a cone because the lead ship is going to enter the field first. And when the lead ship enters the field first, it literally means attack me first. So it's going to send everything towards it, right? And therefore it's going to circle around into the fire of the rest of the cone, which is exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to prevent the most damage. Oh, we didn't even check the damage. Derp. Okay. Well, let's get set up for a 60. Let's get set up for a 60. We'll try it on that. There's a 60. Yes, I'm sure I'm not blatantly retarded, just half retarded. Reaver! He's one of our long-lost friends that have come back to join us in fighting the good fight. You know what I mean? There we go, level 60. So yeah, Fusion 3 on everything because Fusion is awesome, and then, oh, I have my controls set up as RTS, and the reason why I have it set up as RTS is because I have played many games, okay? So, I'm used to the real-time strategy, RTS style controls. That includes using as many buttons as possible to do your dirty work for you. So it may be difficult to memorize that stuff. I get that. It's totally acceptable to have that reasoning, but it's so much faster. It's there for a reason. You know, StarCraft is the most demanding button mashing game you can possibly understand. Like, basically, if you don't have your micromanagement good, down packed with button mashing in StarCraft, you lose. That's just how it goes. Well, against anybody for the most part, you know, any human. And that's mainly where my big time gaming got started, was through StarCraft. And if you don't know what StarCraft is, it is a Blizzard game. It is a real-time strategy game. And it has everything to do with building armies and going and attacking people. Or the computer, whatever. And while doing so, you have to take care of multiple aspects of the game. So you have to watch your resource hunting. You have to watch your units. You have to watch every portion of your base to make sure that you don't get attacked. And if you're getting attacked, you need to be ready at all times to save yourself. So micromanagement is huge in that game, and it's, of course, you just call it micro. That's what we call it in the gaming world. And the difference between micro and macro, for the most part, is, like, in this game, micro is flying. It's manual flying. Macro is auto flying. You set up a fleet exactly the way you want it. You know it's going to work. You go click attack this, and it is supposed to do what it's supposed to do. You just let it do it. Setting up builds or refits is considered macro. So that's mostly what this is. My wife is home, Caitlin. But we're going to take careful note of the damage that is currently on the cutters. And we'll see what percentage that gets down to. I expect that the full fleet of pythons will actually do better than one python and the rest of my Gharials, but most of them are over halfway dead, so.
I work in a fucking high school.
Yeah?
My check stub fell out of my purse.
Okay.
So while I